We're back on the boat, Fiona. Are you going to crack on with your ladder today?
I'm going to look at it, yes. Because if I don't, it might blow away in the wind.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll cry after all that effort.
We will. And I'm going to have a go at the clock face because I've got some windscreen resin for fixing cracks in windscreens. So I'm going to see if it fixes cracks in clocks.
I see those adverts on the telly all the time.
I know.
Carglass!
But we'll find out. We'll find out.
They put a big sucker on the windscreen, which I think heats the glass as well to make it fuse. That's the only thing I thought, that you might end up with a bit of a seam.
I've got an old clock there, look, which has got a perspex face. So I mean, the worst case scenario, I just cut a circle out with a Stanley knife or something. What are you laughing at? You think that can't be done?
I think it'd be tricky.
I'll use your scissors.
That's a video all in itself, isn't it, mate? Good luck with
Girls'
that.
toolbox, kitchen drawer.
I'm just going to get on with my
cutlery
ladder.
knife and scissors.
I'm just doing a humble spiral staircase.
Humble spiral staircase. Nothing humble about that.
Someone the other day, right?
That's cool.
I did a video at the foot of the spiral staircase in the house, which is a proper spiral staircase. And someone said in the comments, "Oh my God, I thought that was your spiral staircase for a minute." And I'm thinking, why have you got a load of wood under it? And then they realised it clearly was not on the boat.
No.
I'm going to need a smaller drill bit than that.
Oh, I think we've got a packet of them somewhere. You put them in your bag, remember? The 3 mils.
Oh, did I?
Keep them safe.
I thought I took them out and gave them to you. Yeah, I took them out.
Ah. And I need to download Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 as well.
That is, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the results of that.
So am I.
Really cool.
Hopefully they've ironed out their niggles. Or some of them. The drill bit should be under there.
If you could
But I bought, because the 3 mil is the one we use loads and it keeps snapping, I bought a box full of them. Where's the box?
I'm sure I gave it to you.
No, you put them in your bag and said...
Yeah, but things don't stay in my bag forever, Graham.
Well, let's search for them. Fiona's crashing and banging upstairs. And I'm downloading Microsoft Flight Simulator on Steam. And I'm going to have to take the computer to the house, I suppose. I'll wait till it finishes downloading. I don't think the download's massive because it streams this game, isn't it? So Fiona's getting on with a spiral staircase and she says, "I don't want to be filmed at the moment." So I'm getting on with my download. Well, we've just come to Caravan and the place is absolutely chock-a-block. I mean, it's rammed. It's Saturday night though, it's 6:30. Come to get some food, some dinner, but we thought get a bit of pork or something like that. But anyway, I pulled into this space. There's a car right behind me, so I pulled into this space and there's an empty space in front of it. So I went all the way through and stopped right here, and there's a car right up my backside parked there, and there's some woman screaming in a car. She said, "I was going to go in there, you must be." I said, "No, sorry, I was here first." So she's got the knock and she was screaming at me in Spanish, and she's gone off down that way somewhere. Driving round and round the car park looking for parking spaces. I mean, there are parking spaces, but a lot of people have parked in the middle of spaces, you know, or right over the line, and so it makes it really difficult to park. And this is a really super small car. It's a little Ford KA, and this is actually Lady Faith's car. And when Lady Faith got a job at EasyJet, she just went off and left this car, so we thought, well, we'll use this one instead of mine. I sold mine in the end because I thought, well, there's no point in having two cars, is there? May as well use this one, and this is the most economical. And if you can't park a little Ford KA in the car park because there's not enough space, what chance have you got with a normal car, you know? Anyway, so Fiona's gone in to get the... she only wanted a few bits, some washing up liquid, and I thought, oh dear, come to the wrong supermarket, haven't we? The wrong time. Should have come during the daytime. Anyway, we're here now. So did you manage to get any pork for dinner, darling?
No, it was all really tatty kind of meat. Well, you know, like really lean. Not the stuff you get crackling, definitely not. So I thought, well, I'm not.
That's the whole point of going there.
So we've got quails.
Oh right, you were on about them before.
Yeah, we've got one each.
Excellent.
Which is quite a lot, actually. That's a whole chicken.
The whole reason we went to Caravan was because they have a good selection of pork.
Well, I was going to go into Morrison's today, but it's a very long walk from the border.
Yeah.
That's really where you get the one with pork crackling.
Mm. Well, that woman called the police.
Oh my God.
We got in the parking space. I'd come through from the other lane and there was a parking space, and then there's another parking space in front of it because there's two lanes, isn't there? So I pulled into the one in front, and I couldn't even back up because someone else had come and parked right behind me. So this woman started shouting and shouting.
She wasn't waiting for it, Graham. She was not waiting for it. She just happened to come along because she'd have been in it. She wasn't even indicating. Oh, she said to me, I'll call... Oh, you can't see. She said, I'm going to call the police. I said, call the police. Call them. But I think the police just happened to be there because there were loads of crowd. They've Santa's Grotto.
That's why the crowd was there. It wasn't the shop, wasn't it?
All the parents were there for their kids to sit on Santa's lap.
So these cops pulled up in a police car and said, what happened? They spoke English. And I said, well, I've just parked here. And this woman started shouting at me and screaming. And I said, well, you know, I was here first.
He said to me, what happened? I said, you know, she's screaming at me. She's an abuela. She's an old lady. She's like this tall. What can I do? I can't shout back at an old lady, can I? She was calling me a puta. She didn't say hijo de puta. She said hija de puta. Hija de puta. Like that. Anyway, I won't translate what that means. And I just said to her, I don't speak Spanish. I thought, I'm not getting into a row with some old biddy. Yeah. She was chasing me to Caravan. Fucking hell. I mean, even
parking space. No, the cop said to me, did you take a picture of her car? I said, I did, yeah. And he said, why? And I said, because she was shouting at me so much I felt she might come back and damage my car. And I feel that if I have a picture of her number plate, I've got something to show the police as to who it might be.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, fair enough. But you have to delete it. I went, yeah.
And then
so he made me delete the picture of her number plate. But
what
I got
happened
it in my head.
There was another family that came along that knew them, and they were saying, what's going on with the police? And I was listening, and her mate was telling them, and this dad said, you can't get someone arrested for using a parking space. And her mate went the long way around to talk to her, and she said he reckons you can't get them arrested for this, and you know, it could be trouble. So then when he said, did you take a picture of her? And you said no. She went, oh no officer, no, he only took a picture of the car. And she was backing right off, and I thought, oh, this is a change of attitude from hija de puta. Anyway, that's such language, not very ladylike for a grandmother.
They do the Spanish though, they really yell at each other when they're having an argument. I mean, screaming in each other's faces to the point, you know, if you were in England, you'd have passed the point of the punch up.
The thing is, of whatever nationality, I cannot shout at an older lady who's much smaller than me. I could see that's what she wanted, you know, she was coming at me to make me like maybe raise my arm or something. I just thought...
I just shrugged my shoulders. I don't speak enough Spanish to have an argument with her.
Oh, I did. But
I just said...
I wasn't going to.
Oh no. I was here first.
And then the cop explained to her, and he said, look, we can't arrest someone for using a parking space. We can't arrest them for that. And she was like, then they wanted to go away. Which is, I'm used to this from the dolphin safari. We get this a lot. People, they don't see dolphins, and they come in and they say, I want my money back, I want my money back. And we say, no, it's not like that. I'm calling the police. So we just go, yeah, call the police. So they call the police. Police turn up. Great big bloody scene. Some of them actually go before the police turn up when they realise that they're the ones that are going to be injured. And then the police go away. You get this all the time. I think there seems to be a lot of confusion amongst the uneducated in the law. What is against the law and what is not against the law. And I think the education system should do law. I think they should have a class called law, the legal system, in whatever country, so that every citizen has a basic knowledge of their rights, because what the law is, it is a set of rights and obligations. Everybody has rights, so we all have rights, but we also have an obligation to respect and protect the rights of others. And I can't believe it. I mean, talk about thick pig shittery. He's obviously clearly here in Spain as well, hasn't he? I'm going to have you arrested.
Well, I'm looking forward to my dinner.
Space.
What do quails taste like? I haven't had one for ages. Remind me.
Chicken. They're little chickens.
Like little tiny chickens.
Or they could just be baby chickens. I mean, they had even smaller ones like this. God, they were like chicks.
How long will these take to cook, do you reckon? Hour and a half?
No, probably not. That would turn it down a bit, actually.
Oh, I'll go and check your account, see if you've got to 40,000 yet.
Right, yes, and I've got to finish this off and then dress for dinner.
Yes. Okay, what I need to do now is turn the lights off.
Yeah, turn the light off. We'll
So
lose
the
the
ambience.
atmosphere.
The ambience, darling.
Oh, the ambience.
Is that sufficient?
We are the Dracula family, and you are invited.
Am I allowed to wear my hat today?
You can do anything you fucking will like. Why not?
No, you're not. You'll fall. Right.
I'll just move that candelabra. It's hiding my stunning beauty, and I feel it's a little far away.
So we're on. Oh, we need to bring the camera near.
So we've got a whole chicken each.
You've got all light lines running through your face. Look, that's no good. We need to.
That's because I'm a star.
Star. Oh, you got 40,000 subscribers tonight.
No, it's awesome, and I have got video.
Big thanks to Trevor Colt. Big thanks to Trevor. He pushed you the last mile down the hill.
Yeah, it's a bit like pushing a
Up the hill, I mean, not down the hill.
Millstone up a hill, really,
Yes,
with
yeah.
YouTube. They're just awful, aren't they?
I say this looks nice, darling.
Have you ever thought about having a life coach?
A life coach? Yes, I have actually.
Have you?
Yeah, because they can give you good advice, life coaches. I had a life coach once.
Hey man.
Yeah, man.
Hey dude. Or is that like a paid friend?
No. I was in the army. Of this life coach. It was called a sergeant major, and he came in and he gave you advice on life. He says, "Get your fucking ass out there now!" So it wasn't really like a life coach, but it's Cirencester. It was South Surrey. I remember him well. Just down the road from Stroud.
Stroud. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I used to go that way. I used to drive down through Stroud. I remember seeing hot air balloons and things like that as you go down to the M5. And then I used to go north, back to home, from South Cerney in near Cirencester. Because the M25 wasn't open in those days. I'm going back to the early 80s now. And the M25 wasn't finished. That made a big difference, a huge difference, you know, to travelling up north. Have you ever had a life coach?
No, but I've got a story about a life coach. There was a guy that we knew, God rest his soul, he's dead now.
Which guy was this?
It all will become clear.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Anyway, this guy was one of the nicest people you would ever meet in your life. He was just fucking lovely. He would help anybody. He rocked up in Gibraltar in a yacht and he fell in love with the lady that owned the local little convenience store. Well, unfortunately for him,
I know who you mean.
the lady was best friends with our two psychopathic narcissists. And they poisoned her mind and his against us.
They did.
And he spent 10 years attacking us based on a bunch of lies.
You did?
And then what happened was, one day he was going to work and he had been vicious against us, really vicious. I just smiled at him and said, "Good morning." And he was so taken back, he smiled back and said, "Good morning."
Because he wasn't a horrible individual, not at all.
I haven't finished my story because this is my story, Graham.
It is.
You came in later.
I did.
Graham fucking hated this cunt. And the next day he passed. I had really bad tennis elbow at the time. And I was wearing long dresses and stuff. My boss was quite good about it. He said, just take it easy, use the office, you jump on the boat if we need you. So I was trying to make myself as comfortable as possible. And one day I wore a tiara into work because this fella had said to me, "Oh, you like the royal family, you should wear a tiara." And I said, "Oh, I've got a tiara." So I wore my tiara and he come past the next day and he burst out laughing. And I went, "Good morning." And he laughed and he said, "Oh, that's awesome." Then I bought a bowler hat for Graham to wear on the dolphin boat.
She did?
So he could tip to everyone to say we're British. Oh, this guy loved that. And every day he went past, he was friendlier and friendlier. And it went on for about a week. And then the psychopath who he worked for, who had told him that we were evil, well, they fired him for saying good morning to me.
And we made friends with him on Facebook.
And he became a life coach, didn't he?
Mm.
And you hear that cat fight?
He really hated that.
Oh, kitty fight.
Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my quail.
Would you like mint sauce?
Is it good with quail?
And there was another person who worked for the psychopath who absolutely hated us. He used to drive the dolphin boat at us at sea. And just I went and had a meeting with the local authority and said, you know, this just can't be. We had a load of photographs of him doing stuff. And I said, do you know what? You guys are going to do nothing. Police are going to do nothing. I'm going to broach the subject and talk to him and say, what is your fucking problem? And I did exactly that. And the guy was flummoxed. And he went, what? Actually, I haven't got a problem with you. The narcissistic psychopaths told me you'd done A, B and C. And I went, well, we haven't fucking done that. And he went, oh. He said, your husband has been a cunt on Facebook. And I said, yes, he can be. And I spoke to you and said, behave yourself and go and apologise. And
I did.
That was the end of the matter.
Yeah. To this day, we're friends.
But you were only being a cunt. because they're narcissistic psychopaths.
Wound them up.
Wound it up. Wound it up.
I know.
Oh God, I can't wait to release the videos of them.
Dolphin wars.
Oh God, we've been saving that one.
Sitting on it for years.
It's going to be awesome.
Anyway,
And very bad news.
Anyway, I don't want to film us eating if we can help it.
Oh, okay,
I'm
well, I'll
going
stop
to.
eating.
No, well, you could nibble away, but you can't talk and eat at the same time. So I'll just put a little log on the fire. Just make me feel better. I mean, it's not actually that cold in Spain, but it's Oh, thank you, my darling. You're my favourite barmaid.
Delivered by Beefeater Gin. And Beefeaters, they're fucking awesome. Graham watches. Oh, there you are. Graham watches all kinds of Beefeater videos.
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with gin, and we're not sponsored by anyone.
No, but the way the Beefeaters go,
Oh,
right, welcome to the Tower of London, you bunch of arseholes.
I've only ever seen them. I've only ever seen them at the Tower of London. I don't know that they exist anywhere else.
They're the best. The best.
They're all retired sergeant majors and things from the army. They can be quite rude, but they're quite entertaining at the same time. If you've got an army sense of humour, you'll get on the humour.
It's not just army, the kids love them. The kids love them. Just watch YouTube. I love them. I think they're the most charming, charismatic, handsome men in the world.
Well, not as handsome as me.
But you'd make an excellent Beefeater.
I would, but I think you've got to be a sergeant major or something. You've got to reach... Maybe Trevor could be a Beefeater. I don't know.
I think you and Trevor are too polite.
I think he was a colour sergeant, wasn't he?
There's just something...
You have to be rude.
Something so funny about them. The way they talk.
Yeah, the rudeness can be really funny if you do it right. If you do it right. And you can just Google Beefeaters Tower of London, and some of the things they come out with are just so funny. I couldn't repeat them. I'd have to write them down and try and memorise them, but they were so funny. No, we just had dinner, and Fiona was reminding me of when we were probably a few low moments in our life, and one of them was on the way down here to Spain. We were driving. I was driving the car. We had a tow bar and a caravan, and we figured we'd just sleep in the caravan on the way down. We just pull up somewhere suitable, and then Fiona had this wheeze of going to Euro Disney in France on the way down, and of course they wouldn't let us in Euro Disney because we had a caravan on the back of the car. If you have a motorhome, they'll let you in, but if you have a caravan, they won't. Perhaps they think you're gypsies or something. So anyway, we had to go to a campsite, drop the caravan at the campsite, and then go to Euro Disney. Did Euro Disney, and it was absolutely freezing. It was the winter of no, it wasn't. It was the winter of 2009. It was after Christmas Day and before New Year's Day, because we arrived in Gibraltar on New Year's Day. So we had Christmas at my mother's in Brighton, and it had been snowing. It was the worst snow I've ever seen in Brighton. Anyway, got this caravan off my brother, and it had a full Calagas bottle. It was pretty full anyway. It wasn't full, but it was pretty full. And it was the
I think Greg's brother ripped us off on that.
It was the blue bottle. And anyone who knows anything about caravans and Calagas knows, and I knew this from the 80s because I had made that mistake previously, but you know, we've got a little heater in there. You can put the gas heater on, and you can all cosy, warm as a bug in a rug, because it's a very small space, a caravan. It's very easy to heats up really quick, and everyone's toasty.
Are you up to Paris?
And I'm talking about Paris now, unless you've got a blue Calagas bottle. Because if you have a blue Calagas bottle, all the liquid gas inside the bottle will freeze solid, and no gas will come out of it.
Is that what happened to us?
That's exactly what happened to us. We were freezing, and Fiona lit a candle, and she said, well, it's got to be better than nothing. I mean, that's how cold we were.
I actually lit 2 candles.
Yeah, kids were huddled up. So, I mean, anyone who knows anything about caravans,
Well, somewhat.
I just want to make this point before you diverse onto other
Oh,
subjects.
you know what's coming, don't you, mate?
Orange Calagas bottles, they are propane. Propane works perfectly on all gas appliances on a caravan, okay? The cooker, the heater, maybe it's got a slightly different calorific value, but it's negligible, and it will not freeze at sub-zero temperatures, and that means when you turn the tap on, you can light the heater, boom, and you can be sitting there with a big smug smile while the man in the next caravan with his blue bottle is freezing to death. Sorry, go on, you were saying. That's the one point I wanted to make.
We were freezing to death, and so were our 2 tiny children.
They were. We had to use lots of huddling going on that night.
On a plus side,
cold. I can't believe how cold it was.
we had a marvellous tour of central Paris. We saw the Eiffel Tower, we saw the Louvre, we saw everything, fucking everything. Because you put it was my mistake. You said, I've got a GPS, can you give me the address?
Where?
I gave you the admin address of the Paris central office of Disney.
I just said to Disney, what's your postcode? I'll put the postcode in and I'll go straight to your Disney. No.
Okay, that was my fault.
Office is in the centre of Paris, and the sat-nav took me to the middle of Paris with a caravan at night.
And it was Christmas.
And it was freezing.
And it was gridlocked.
And Euro Disney is outside Paris, quite a way outside Paris, so it was a little detour we could have done without. But yeah, that was my fault as well as your fault.
As we discovered...
It was just a cock-up, darling. It was something we'll remember for sure. Because being a tow truck driver at the time, I used to rely on postcodes. Just put people's postcodes in, house number 5, bing, and you go straight to the house. It was brilliant. The Tom Tom 1, who remembers the Tom Tom 1? I've still got it somewhere.
Oh, bloody
Anyway.
marvellous, yes.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, 3 days later, we survived.
We did.
And when we went up to your brother's to get the caravan, on the way down, the Lexus, we paid nearly £1,000 to have the tow bar fitted.
I seem to remember it was 475 actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go along with that. So we go all the way up north, which is like 300 and fucking miles. And the caravan was great. Wasn't quite as great as I'd hoped. And then on the way down, we're coming down off the Pennines, and the windscreen on the Lexus suddenly went crack.
It was making a crackling sound, but it didn't break.
Oh, I haven't told them about the family limousine, and I'm not going to yet. That's a whole other story.
Whole other story.
For a whole other day.
Indeed.
But the family limousine brought us down here, and Lightning McQueen, which of course is long gone. We had radios. Do you know what we did in Paris? Because I had this really stupid idea. I thought, it would be much cheaper to get a caravan and drive down to Gibraltar with the kids, and they can see Disneyland, and we'll do the Palace of Versailles on the edge. Oh my God, Versailles. I had no idea that Paris and Versailles have expanded so much. It's just basically one big industrial blob. And
the palace is still there?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I didn't see it at the time.
Between all the gas holders? Because
we were so busy freezing to death. And there's this... Parisians. I'm sorry if any Parisian is out there. You're fucking horrible drivers. Terrible drivers. Very frightening. And there's this motorway that goes round it. Well, I did see Versailles. I saw all the chimneys. Because what we had to do... And this ring road, it's like the M25.
Do you think we went through the Alma Tunnel?
No, that's central Paris. We were going around the outskirts, and it goes through tunnels and then up, and through tunnels and then up. And it's like the slip road just runs out. Just runs out. Or, worse, the lane you're in, it's like, fuck off, you've got to join. Now, if you've got a caravan, stress. So we had radios, and we had a little secret plan, didn't we?
Yeah.
Basically, what we did, because no one will let you out, I had my little red sports car behind Graham and his Lexus in the Caravan, and I just closed my eyes and went, and I'd hear beep, and I didn't crash, and I'd say on the radio, "You clear, pull out in front of me." And we had to do that about every 40 seconds at
But
one
it
point.
was really good once we got away from Paris, wasn't it? It was just cruising.
But that shit went on for about an hour.
Oh, Paris is massive. Paris is massive.
Anyway, it was my stupid idea to get a caravan and, you know, kids could see. They did enjoy Disneyland. They did the whole thing. We did the Pirates of the Caribbean and all that. And at the end, Faith savaged this Disney balloon, hot air balloon thing. She went boom, 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 boom.
Oh, they were helium balloons.
They were €10 each, and about 40 of them flew up into the sky. But thank God the guy never saw that she did that. Okay.
So I'm going to say good night. May your God go with you.